Hi, so this is going to be a video about making a small head and shoulder sculpture. I'm not really sure how big this is going to end up being, but I started with two balls of clay that easily fit in the palm of my hand, and I like making pinch pots to start sculpture because you're compressing the clay, making a hollow shape to begin with. And I know in the written description I put in the assignment, just talked about starting with a pinch pot, then kind of putting it down to make shoulders. And now I'm going to add on, well, I'm just working with the bottom of the pot to create a neck shape. This is going to be a really basic video. You should try to get some profile shots of people. Um, Neck and shoulders is actually kind of a oddly difficult thing to try and recreate in clay. There's a lot of subtle shapes. Um, but what I like about the pinch pod method is you can kind of work from inside and out. So now I'm pulling in some shoulders. I've made the neck move forward a little bit because our necks are actually not straight up and down. They project forward a little bit. And then you've got, clavicles or collarbones. A little hollow there in the throat. But that's good enough for now. You guys can look up some anatomy, get some more details. There's a muscle that comes up on the neck right here that once you add that in, it starts to really feel more like a head and shoulder sculpture. So this is just hollow. It's a pinch pot, and I've just been manipulating it. Now I've got a neck, kind of. So far, so good. And this is way too huge for a head. So I'm going to take about half of it. Now you could make the head solid. That might be easier in some ways to see what's going on. Because once you start making a pinch pot, you're expanding the size. So in this case, I think this form is probably strong enough to kind of just handle the solid head. If you're working bigger, it might not be. Um, so proportionally, I would just, kind of do what I'm doing, make an egg shape, and keep holding it up to the head and shoulder sculpture and see what you think. I think this is actually a little small, but putting the hole in that I could, yeah, but see now I'm losing all my neck. So I think I'll add some more clay onto the neck. Because I liked the size of the head that I was starting to get by doing it the way I was doing it, having it be sort of like a socket. So that's a basic shape for the head. I'm going to go ahead and smooth it on because I'm not going to spend too much time detailing this sculpture. I just wanted you to see my basic way of getting a small head and shoulder sculpture get started. And you could take this method, I think, and scale it up a fair bit and still, I don't mean a ton, but, scale it up to here. Still have it work probably just fine. And then, before I get starting to get into features and stuff like that, it's very important to poke holes in the solid part of this sculpture. So I happen to have a bamboo skewer right here, and especially since I created a little pocket in there, it's important to poke holes. so that that pocket, you could go up through the neck too, so that that pocket isn't enclosed and create a problem in the kiln or cracking, because the air would want to expand and it couldn't do it. So then you can just cover over those holes. Creating small channels is no problem. Creating a large pocket is. And then, you know, if you go back and look at some of the mask videos or just look up proportions, I think it's going to help you with heads. You may remember making an X like this and like this will help you get the eyes, and then half of that is the bottom of the nose, and then half of that again is the... Just lift it up a little bit so you can see. Anyways, that's the basics, and then the ear should go straight back, you know, like if you're wearing glasses, your glasses go straight back to your ear. So ear is generally kind of in the middle of the skull, more or less, maybe a little more towards the front. That was individual, but you know, if you take the eye crease and go back, it's going to give you a good place for the ear. Okay, just a couple more things before I go. Make sure those eye sockets really go back in the head. You know, having done some skulls, I think it's going to come sort of naturally to you how that works. What else? That was my main point. You know, make sure to leave plenty of room for the back of the skull for sure. And then, you know, when I'm making a bust, it's hard for you guys to see it from this angle, but I like to kind of, you know, give it a little twist or something. You know, people don't usually sit there exactly straight up. Well, the clay is still flexible. You can have some fun with that. But look at the profile view on these things. Any kind of profile anatomy or just pictures of people from the side is really going to help you with those proportions. I think the profile view is actually easier to work with in many ways than just starting it from the front. All right.